This is a quick demo showing how to use Terraform to deploy a landing zone for NC2 or Nutanix Cloud Clusters. I first navigate to the GitHub repository for this, and you can see that there are a few different variations depending on the settings that you use in the settings file. We might do one here with the same region and 2 availability zones or 2 VPCs, and we use a TDW or transit gateway in between to do the routing. So we copy down the link and do a git clone. If we cd into the directory, we can see we have the Terraform files ready. We will use OpenTofu for this, so we run tofu init. You can install OpenTofu if you don't already have it installed. If you do an lsla, we can see the hidden files, and in there, after the init, we can see that we have a hidden Terraform directory. And we'll now open up the files so we can edit them. I use the cursor editor, but feel free to use anything that that you feel is easy to use for editing. And in here we see we have first we had 2 different regions. We'll set that to 1 region, and we'll update the side ranges for these VPCs, and then we set it to AZ1A and 1D. And note that we have a peering type set to TDW or transit gateway. Now you can change that to VPC if you want VPC peering instead. So if we open up the file now from the command line, we can see those settings that we changed are already there. And now we are ready to do the deployment. Oh, actually we do need to make sure, since we are accessing AWS or creating AWS resources, that you do have a credentials file set up, or that you have the environment variables set to allow you to access and create AWS resources from the CLI. So we just do a tofu plan -out to a file. You can just name that anything you want. I name it vpc.plan, and it will now map out everything that it's going to do. And as you can see, VPC and subnet IDs are going to be created afterwards. Then we just do a tofu apply for this plan, and once that has gone through, we can now see that we have the VPC IDs as well as the IDs of the subnets in each VPC listed up here. And you can of course utilize these, copy and paste them into the NC2 deployer script, which I'll cover in a separate video later on. Let's go and look at the AWS management console to check that these things have actually been created. So we are in the Tokyo region, and if we go in and look at the VPCs that are here, we can see that we have a few actually, but the ones that we created now are NC2 VPC 1 and 2. We can highlight them here. We can see that the side ranges are set to 10.21 and 10.202, just like we had specified in our settings file. So when we look at the details here in the resource map, you can see that we have 1 public and 3 private subnets, and we have 1 public route table as well as the default route table, which are routing everything for the private subnets. We can have a quick look at the route table as well, and since we had gone through and selected transit gateway as the peering or the the routing for this, we have a default route set to the opposite, the other VPC, via the transit gateway attachment. And if we're going to look at the route table for this transit gateway, you can see that we have first of all these 2 attachments, 1 to each VPC, and then we have the routes in here, propagated routes for the 2 side ranges that we had specified in our settings file. Thank you.